So today I'm out on the new BSA Goldstar. I'm test riding it from Freedom Motorcycles in March. Picked it up at 10 o'clock and I've got it for an hour, and I'm just northeast of March giving it a go. First impressions is that it is quite torquey. It's definitely not as powerful as I thought when you're overtaking. It will overtake in top gear, and it's a 5-speed box, 1 down 4 up, but it does require full throttle unless you're prepared to drop it a cog. But let's go for a ride and see what it's like on these North Cambridgeshire roads, B roads. 1 down 4 up. What I'm doing here is I'm in top gear and I'm just checking what it will bimble along at. So it's quite happy sat at 40. Then if I give it a fistful of throttle, 60, 70, 80. The exhaust note has a very pleasant tone. It's not offensive. It's probably nowhere near loud as the original Goldstar. But for those that were watching me set off, they'll notice that I started the engine with the clutch in. That is not necessary on the BSA Goldstar. It's just my, I suppose it's my inbuilt protection of riding bike for many years. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of low-end torque in the respect that I'm in top gear here, and it's comfortably bimbling along at 40 miles an hour. It's certainly not moaning. One of the things that threw me straight away was this is the first bike that I've ridden that's got a right to left speedo, meaning that it's 0 miles an hour on the right hand side and 100. That's a little bit optimistic, isn't it? 130 miles an hour on a 650 motorcycle. But here I am in top gear going from 40 into a national speed limit area. Yeah, I don't know why I changed gear, I was already in top gear. It's certainly not got no bells and whistles. When you start it up, you get a flashing orange ABS light. That was a little bit disconcerting, but that soon goes once the engine is running. All I've got on here are the typical indicator lights and the neutral light. I think with a 650cc motorcycle, it would have been really handy for a gear indicator. And I find it a little bit contradictory that we've got, although they will be electronic dials, we have electronic dials and then we have an LCD centre panel, and that shows you, I'm indicating there's nothing behind me. You can see there that that's indicating. And still in top gear, still using the torque and testing the torque of the engine. That's a little bit disappointing. Whether you've got left or right hand indicator, it's the same illumination in the LCD. It would have been really handy to have a left or a right indicator. Let's pull up and have a look around the bike. Let's take a look at the BSA Goldstar in close detail. It's a lot lower than I thought. It's certainly torquey enough to sit at country B roads in top gear and not moan too high. It's stalled twice when I've pulled up at junctions for no apparent reason. Bearing in mind this is a new bike, completely new. Its engine's quite noisy. Now we all know that it's not a BSA engine, we know it's a Rotax engine, but it's a nice bike to ride. It's just a little bit too low for me. I'm about 5'10". I know my friends, certain friends would say I'm not 6 foot, but I used to be. Disc brake front and rear, Brembo brakes, Brembo calipers, so no wonder it stops well on the pull of the lever. It's a nice looking bike. Am I impressed with it? No, not impressed. It's not the right word. Maybe I was expecting too much from a 650 single. There's a lot of people that will realise the Rotax engine has just got pure plastic covers here, emulating the pushrod tube that the BSA Rocket Goldstar had, and the final drive cover emulating the gearbox, or what would have been the gearbox. But I think this bike, being version 1 of the Rocket Goldstar, might form part of a bigger portfolio for the BSA, and it may be that we actually see this turned into a useful scrambler, or a bike that emulates the scrambler style. What am I not keen on? Well, let's have a look. We can see there that this bike, being brand new, already has rubber on the exhaust from the rider, so that's the heel of the rider that's touched the exhaust there. It's quite a rattly engine. I don't know whether my GoPro will pick it up, but let's have a look. So there we can see the electronic fuel injection and fuel pump switching on. I'm just going to do that again in case you missed it. And as I say, when I was riding along, it was a little bit discerting seeing the right to left speedo. Here we get the ABS, here we get the side stand down, here we get the oil pressure warning light, here we get the neutral. What I would really have liked to have seen, and it would have cost nothing in developing this panel, would have been a left or a right indicator. All it does, it tells you that your indicator's going. Maybe that's me being a bit finicky. Contradiction here, these are not digital. This is digital when it comes on. This is digital. Your trip and your RPM are digital. Would have been nice to see a better effort made here. I'm already seeing chips and corrosion on the bike, and this bike has very, very little mileage on it. Let's listen to the engine, see what you think. I mean, that bike engine will be hot, right? And you hear it there, it started ticking over quite high, and it's dropping slowly. But compared to my old Norton's, BSAs and Triumphs, that's quite a high tick over. It's a nice engine tone though. Right, we better get back to Freedom Motorcycles. Did you hear that? It was dropping and rising quite dramatically. You can see there on the rev counter, hopefully. Sort of sums the bike up. I still think it's got slight fueling challenges with it. But yeah, let's take a ride home. Rocket Goldstar 2023 September.